These HEOSafe door locks on, and first thing to do is to cut this out. So this is going to fit in place of this little blanking plate here. In the kit they give you a template which well I've cut out this one to go for the left hand door, for the passenger door, and what it does, unfortunately it's got pictures of how to fit the other bits and pieces on the back of there, and you sort of cut that to bits. It's a bit weird. Wish that would come on a separate sheet of paper. But what you do is there's two arrows on here, and you line those up with the edges of the little blanking plate here, and then that wraps around, and the red line here is the cutting line. So you see it's quite an intricate cut to go around that. So you need some sort of little cutting tool. Luckily I've got a Dremel which will sort of do that, and they do recommend using a sort of small cutter or Dremel. So the thing you need is to sellotape this in place. Like so. Just to make sure it doesn't actually move anywhere while you're cutting. I think that should sort of keep it more or less in place. So what we're going to do is get the Dremel and see if we can cut that, because this is that sort of shape there, and I'm sort of hoping that I'm hoping that will be the right place, because if not, it's going to be another one of those covers needed for the Remis blind. But you know, it looks right. Yeah, it looks right. And then what happens with these locks is that they press in and lock against the door frame here, and there's the other bit here that screws onto the door frame, and that locks into there, so that, you know, when that closes over, that will lock and allow the door to open or not. So that's just an extra bit. It's a sort of tough plastic. So let's go and get the Dremel and start cutting. Now we have to take that out because that bolts on through there, so like that fits under there. It's a bit ragged, which is sort of what I expected. I have to clean that off a bit. In fact, that's really hard to do. Get that nice sort of rounded finish on that. They show it on the instructions like it's easy to do, but it definitely isn't. And I've actually caught the door with the Dremel there, so I'll have to get a bit of paint to paint that in, although it will be sort of out of the way most of the time. So I need that thing to go in there. So that's how it's going to look. There's a little screw they supply to secure it there as well. So so that should look all right, actually. Let's get the there's a little Torx. It's a Torx screw to go in. So I need a Torx screwdriver. We need to take these couple of screws out. Wow, they're in there tight. These are that comes in two bits like that. There's a spring on there that sort of holds it all together nicely. Then this goes, how does that go on? Like that. That goes in there. So that's the one that comes out, and they supply an Allen bolt to replace that in there, so that fits into there nicely, and then that screws into there, so do there, and then we'll just pop that onto there. It should just pop straight in, even if you are using your non-dominant hand, as in my left hand. Is that the machine bolts? I just want to do those up, make sure that still works. Yep. Now, what they do say is you're supposed to shut the door very carefully and make sure that that all closes, but let's go inside to see if that locks across, and then we can fit the other plastic bit. So that's one bit. I'm disappointed with my cut on there. There's a bit too much of a gap here, so that was, never mind. Maybe I shall do better on the driver's door, but unlikely. But that looks nice. That's fitted now, so to get some paint for these couple of scratches I've made. Let's pop in and see if it works. Right, here it is. It's in place without the plastic bit, and we can open the door with it open, and then if we lock that across, That's not opening at all, so I think that's a pretty good job on that side. On the inside, what I've done is I've marked the rubber with a pen where the lock actually goes across, and that's where this bit should go. Now I can either pull that rubber back and pop that in there like so, which I don't think is necessarily great because you get this bending of the rubber either side, or I can just leave that in place, cut a little slice into there that will pop through, which I think is preferable. I'll just cut a slice big enough so that lines up with there, and then that's going to go into there. I'm just going to cut where that is, with my trusty little work knife. What we're going to do is again line that up so that the marks I've made for where that lock goes are lined up with the edge of there. Then just slide that across, get where that is, and then just pop the knife into there and into there and there, and I'm just cutting into the rubber just to get that extra bit of plastic through. They provided screws to get that in, to secure that. And there's a little tag there, so this will actually keep it well in place. Now I can sort of screw through those two bits, and that'll keep all that in place, give it a bit of extra strength if someone's trying to pull the door open. So that's the screws in, that's that on there, solid. It's only onto that plastic surround though, which is okay, I guess, but it would have been better to go onto a bit of metal, but there you go. It's just to give that pull a bit more strength. I mean, I don't think, you know, I'm putting all my weight on that, and you can't pull it this way on to the outside, and that's what it's supposed to stop. Well, that's it. That's all finished. The little door jamb is on there. That's on there secured, and I did say earlier in this video, I wonder why they're giving us 6 screws. Well, there's 2 for the little bit on there on the door surround, and 1 for there for each side. So that's 1, 2, 3 each side, 6 for 2 sides. So I've now got 1 Allen bolt left and 3 of those screws so that I can do the other side. As I say, this is very difficult to cut in terms of that shape. You know, I thought I was cutting in, as they say, cutting the waste. So this is the waste material. I thought I was cutting well down into that, following the line. But I don't know. It's still, I mean, it's not too bad. I think I'll cope with that. We could get a little bit of rubber surround to pop into that gap, so that it looks tidy and matches, you know, so it doesn't look too jaggedy. I think I might like to do that. There's something called sucre glue that I have, and it's a moldable sort of plastic rubbery type glue. So when you get it out, it's like blue tack. But it's black, and what I could do is just pop that around that gap. It's like a sealant, moldable sealant that turns into rubber. as a glue. You can use it for all sorts, stick things together, make hooks, stuff like that. If I do that, I'll show you, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to get on and do the other side. So that's, I'll just drop that. So that's all that done. This is the key. There's 4 keys, come with the 2 locks. They're all the same. So that goes into there. So you can't lock it if you didn't want it locked. And then you can lock that, take the key out, and you can't unlock it so that it will stay locked in place. What we also get is some HEOSafe stickers. It says secured door, HEOSafe secured door, and these stickers are they're sort of double-sided. So there's a sticky side and a non-sticky side, but that goes on to there. It's a bit condensation-y at the moment, but that will stick right there to tell the people. So that's one of those stickers will be there, and it'll say HEO, probably up there somewhere, secured door, which will act as a deterrent for the people trying to get in. And that'll be the same. You don't get 2 stickers on one door. It'll be 2 stickers, 1 at each door. So there you go. Happy that those HEOSafe locks are going to be fitted. In the event, a really simple job. Cutting round the Remis blind, the most difficult thing. You know, I guess if you did a lot of them, you get used to the, you know, how to cut them off and not do any damage to the metal door that I did. Going along with the Dremel, I just caught the door a little bit. One of those things. I'll not get so close on the other door when I do it. But I hope you've enjoyed that. These locks really are great, and I'm going to get on now with sorting the other door out.